Alrighty, Steelers Nation. I think I'm live on Steelers Nation Australia. Let's see what happens in our post game. See how many people come in and say hello and stuff like that. We'll try and keep it to like maybe 30 minutes. We're gonna do a knee-jerk reaction on pretty much everything. Go over some stats. Go over what went well, what didn't go well, MVPs, all that kind of stuff. But firstly, I do want to start off with one thing. That game was too close for comfort. And there's a reason why. G'day, Jennifer. What's going on, mate? That flag on Minka is not a flag. Not at all. And if someone does say to you that the game is fixed or whatever it may be, don't curse them out. Listen. Just be like, oh, could it be? Maybe. Because in times like that, you go, it does look like it, doesn't it? The Steelers had a great play. It would have been 3rd and 18. Minka came off with a clean pocket, went right down into there. He snapped him, he rocked him, and it's not a flag. It's a nice hit. It's a good hit. Kenny Pickett was getting hit like that all day. All day he was getting hit like that, right? The minute they're coming back into the game, the flag gets thrown, new set of downs, first down. The Raiders have the momentum. They go and score, and see you later, right? And you know what it is? The hardest part about being a fan is I wish sometimes we could walk away. You have to vote with your dollar. You got to vote with your, okay, I'm not going to watch anymore. But the reason why it's so hard not to do that is because football is fun. Football is fantastic. Football is amazing. Football is a distraction. It is fun building this community. It is awesome to talk Steelers every day, to have the great live chat, to have the 4-hour live chat. But when you see calls like that, it makes the game way too close than it needs to be. Vegas gets involved, Roger Goodell gets involved, and it becomes part of that entertainment. It does, right? People will say, well, you got the tinfoil hat on. It's not about that. They will call you maybe a crazy conspiracy theorist. Don't need to be that. Maybe just have this question to go, oh, could it be? Could it be? I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying be open to question. Anyways, that's my rant. I'm going to rant on that for a little bit. The Minka thing was just annoying. It was terrible. It should not have been called. That changed the whole momentum of the game. Next minute, they run down for a TD, and then they're back within 5, and we can't move the ball, and they score a field goal, stuff like that. So that's frustrating. That's annoying. I won't harp on it too much longer. It at the time was aggravating. Now, also, will I release my reaction to it? Probably. But I might have to edit out some of the F-bombs and stuff like that because it was just a bit. I was pretty livid. I was pretty mad because when I see calls like that, that Vegas is talking to Roger Goodell saying, hey, man, maybe you want to make it closer than we think. Bring it within the spread. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe give people a bit of give Steel Nation like, oh, what's happening kind of thing. Sell more ads. All that kind of stuff. Yep. So I'm just saying you'll see this stuff where that word will come up fixed and whatever or scripted. I don't think it's scripted. I just think plays like that makes the game entertaining right near the end. And it's not a flag. It's a great tackle by Minka. That got a sack. It would have been 3rd and 18. And we should have then stopped him at 3rd and 18. I doubt they get a 3rd and 20 play. Anyways, 2.5 spread. Okay. Anyways, that's my little rant on that. Thank you guys for checking out Steel Nation Australia. Let's start from the beginning. I want to say thanks to everyone coming in and saying hello. With 18 in the house, fantastic. I legit haven't done anything to this video. I haven't done any description, any tags, nothing. So you guys are great. Talking Steelers football. J-Dub was in the house too. G'day, George. G'day, Sean. G'day, Ed of the World. G'day, Rod. Thank you, mate, for all the stuff you do for this channel and support. Thank you. Sorry, Pepper. I miss Pepper. Thank you, Pepper. By the way, shout out to Pepper. Thank you, Pepper, for what you do with this channel as well. As the crowd does get bigger, you are the crowd control. You are the lady in charge. You are one of the best workers here that can sort things out. And I do appreciate your time that goes into modding and being very welcoming in the chat to everyone. So you're awesome, and I respect the hell out of you for doing that. That's fantastic. G'day, Frosty. What's going on, mate? G'day, Gene. What's going on? G'day, Jeremiah Yoda. What's up? G'day, Yui. Thank you, mate, Yui, for the subs as well, the gifted subs. Thank you, Brian, too. Yeah, I know. Oh, why do we do it? Why do we do it? It does feel like that, doesn't it? It really does feel like that. Mm, it does feel like that, doesn't it? G'day, Alex. What's going on? I'll answer that question in a minute. G'day, CF18. What's up? So everyone's in the house too. You didn't get fireworks. Okay. This is for Pepper. My bad. Here's fireworks for Pepper. You did a fantastic job. And I need someone. I need someone to help me run the channel, to be the mod and take care of business. When people get out of the line, you smack them back into the line. That's what we like to see. So here's fireworks for Pepper. Alrighty, so where do we begin? Where do we where do we be where do we begin? I don't know where to begin. Maybe look at some of the stats. Let's try and look at some of the stats. So overall stats, the game was 23. Where is it? Yeah, 23-18 on my screen there. Still is when we moved it 2-1. I thought it was a good game, but a lot of penalties, right? First downs, we had 17, which is good. They had 19. That's different. Third down efficiency was 6 for 15. They had 14. Total plays was 60 for us, and they had 67. We had more time possession, which was better for us too. It was 30 minutes for us, 29 for them. We had rushing 105 yards. Yards passing 228. So we still missed a 400, but that's okay. Attempts 31. Sacks 1. We sacked Jimmy 4 times. But here's the thing, penalty-wise, there was 13. There was 13 penalties for 105 yards. Not good football. The Raiders turned the ball over 3 times as well, right? And we go to the individual stats and box score, and we'll go from offense. We'll do a knee-jerk reaction from offense to defense. That might be the easiest way to do it, right? It's just easiest, clean way to do it, and then you guys have your take too. Right? Kenny Pickett was 16-28, 235, 2 TDs, 1 sack. Najee Harris, 19, 65 yards, 17 longest. Joel Warren, 8 yards, 29 yards. So we got 100 yards rushing on the day. Now, can it get better? 100%. But it also looked much better than it did last week versus the 49ers and the Browns. So we actually had a bit of some plays were working and some weren't, but it's still trying to figure things out. I thought you got to grade that maybe a C, maybe a B plus. Najee didn't play the best, but also the offensive line cannot block. They can't move anyone forward. It's just not happening. Joel Warren played pretty well too, but sometimes he didn't get much of a chance. But Najee had 17 longest, 11 longest for Warren. Kenny Pickett had a bit of a run too, 10-yard gain. They tried Connor, that didn't work either. Catching the ball was Pickens. He played a pretty good game, 4 for 6. Got to find Pickens the ball more, 75 yards, 32 longest. Calvin Austin with a big play too. When it went sleepy, we saw the offense go to sleep for 2 drives in a row. We're thinking, man, Canada, what are you doing to us? What are you doing? I can't handle this again. I cannot simply handle losing again or losing like this. 2 3 and outs. Really, really piss poor performance. The next minute, 72-yard TD. And you're like, are they serious right now? That was a great TD. Kenny Pickett stood in the pocket and also got hit the same way I'm not bringing it up. Kenny Pickett got hit, but there. 72 yards. Pat Frymouth had a good game too. Great route, by the way, as well. Like a play-action pass. They bootlegged it out to the left-hand side. Paddy Frymouth went to the end zone. Get him more involved too. He had a TD, 41 yards, targeted 4 times. Robinson came up clutch near the end, had that third down completion. He had 4 receptions, 24 yards, 8 longest. He played good too. And Warren played good too. So you had guys stepping up. Pickens, Austin, Frymouth, Robinson, Warren, guys stepping up in the pass game. And we still missed Deontay. I know people don't like him because he didn't score TDs. We miss a guy like that. So that's the offense. But I think like if you move towards the offensive line was, oh man, they just can't move forward now. Is that scheme? Is it the Kenny Pickett needs to throw the ball faster? Is it the running back needs to block more? I did see Warren do a few chipping stuff like that, But overall, he was getting chased. The play was getting broke down. The defense was rushing 8. When Najee was on the field, they would rush 8 plays to get right to the backfield and went bang. You know what I mean? So it's going to be something I think all year until they can figure it out, until they get better offensive line play. Where I think even Merrill Hodge talked about they need to push the guys forward, and they just need to get overall better. Otherwise, it's going to be very tough every single week. You're getting guys knocking Najee in the backfield; he can't run anywhere, and they're also getting him from a standing start in shotgun when maybe they should be using him, um, more vertically in north and south. But they're getting him in shotgun first, and then delayed handoffs. Najee took a while to get that. Kenny Pickett did the delayed handoff to Warren. It was like, you got to hand the ball off within like half a second, not 3 seconds. The pocket was collapsing. Kenny Pickett threw. Well, stay with Pickett. Pickett's accuracy wasn't the best today. It got better as the game went on. Kenny Pickett, he was throwing footballs to Marcus Peters where that could have went to the house. Second drive in, that could have went to the house, could have changed the whole game, the momentum. He stuck in there. He then threw one to Calvin Austin. He looked better. But it is play calling. It's a lot of things. I know everyone wants to fire Canada. I was there too. But at the same time, it's play calling, it's execution, it's reading your plays, it's reading the defense. And Kenny Pickett does look like Sam Darnold out there, right? He's seeing ghosts. But at the same time, he played pretty well. We'll get you guys questions in near the end, right? When I do my bit of a rant. But Kenny Pickett was 235, 2 TDs. So that's the monkey if he's back there. Right, 1 sack. But a lot of pressure. But at the same time, I've got to bring it back to as well, right? We saw a football game. We always forget that the other team plays too, right? They played some good snaps on their stuff. Max Crosby, I saw someone say it was like our version of TJ Watt. He got a sack, but we will get to TJ. TJ played unbelievable. So Kenny's learning, Kenny's winning. It's the best way to win is to sneak away with a win. But we're up by 16 points. In the fourth quarter, we scored 0, gave away possession. And then they score 11 points to come back, to be 5 points away, and we sneak away with a W. And versus the really good teams and versus in playoff games, you can't play like that. You just can't. We will get carved up for dinner over and over and over, right? Let's go to their passing attack, a bit of their offense too. So Jimmy G had 28, 44, 32, 4, 2 TDs, 3 interceptions, by the way. And Josh Jacobs had 17 carries, 62 yards, and Jimmy G had 7 carries. So they also had Devontae Adams had 172 yards. If anyone had their fantasy football, Devontae Adams, you're our winner. He had 172 yards, 2 TDs, 32 longest, and 20 targets. They went to him 20 times. Do we want to see Kenny Pickett go to Pickens maybe 10, 11 times? They went to him 20 times. They went to Jacoby Myers also 12 times. So they threw the ball more times, and we had a bit more balanced offense. Could have easily won that game right near the end. Very fortunate that Presley Harvin had the big punt away, right? Jacobs got involved a little bit too, but basically Adams and Myers carved us up the whole game, playing that like soft zone defense, just fire. But Steelers defense came out on top. All right, so I'm pretty covered with the offense here. I like the way they play. I think Austin played well. I think George Pickens is a stud. I think he plays well. Jalen Warren runs the ball really hard, and you love to see it. Always churning. Najee Harris, he had a pretty good game compared to the other two. I still think it's Najee 1, Warren 2, and you kind of split the reps. And we'll find out as the week goes on too how many snaps they had each. That was better. The run game was better, but they need to push that ball and the offensive line forward. It's not like the old days when we saw in 2008, 10, or whatever it may be, where you could run the ball with Willie Parker or Le'Veon Bell in the days like that. It's not the same. It's they're not clicking just yet to move that forward. All right, you guys have any comments on that? And I'll start moving into 42 points. That's amazing. Yeah, I got done. I got absolutely done. Done like dinner. I think Pepper, you've still got 2 plays to go. Yep, 142 versus 88. And 88's not that high, so I probably would have lost anyway. Who else was in here? Someone got 148. It was you're on 148. You versus Yui 138. So offense for me, they got to run better. The online needs to work. We saw the thing with the promotion with Canada. I don't believe it's a promotion. I believe it's just he's working extra hard or working with Kenny Pickett. Overall, we want to see these guys work together as a team, right? That's what we want to see. So let's go to the defense, right? And I'll get back to that question in a minute that Alex asked. No, you absolutely carved me up. Carved me up. And like not like my team was good, but I got 90 points or 80 points. But there's no way I can compete with that. Okay, let's go to defense. So defense. Minka Fitzpatrick. I've talked about that. I will be possibly releasing that reaction video and maybe cutting out the swearing as best I can. I was super frustrated about that. It's not a good play. So Minka had 11 tackles, 7 solo, 0 sacks. Corn Alexander had 7. Levi Wallace had some tackles too. Yes, he got picked on, but he also had a day as well. Cole Holcomb had a tackle for loss. Peterson was in there, I think, too. Had five tackles. Mark Robinson made, I think, 3 plays on special teams or 2 plays. He was involved in the punting game, and we'll get to the punting game near the end. Ken O'Neill had some tackles in there. TJ Watt had 2 sacks. Put some respect on TJ Watt's name, 100%. Can we put some respect on? I don't understand. Everyone talks about all the other guys, the pass rushers in the top 10 and top 3 and PWF, and I don't listen to PWF. I go what I see. I look at my black and gold goals and I go, you know what? TJ Watt's a superstar. He's a future Hall of Famer. He someone said in the live chat, might have been No One You Know, said he might crack 100 yards. He might do it. Right? He might do it. Yes, he did. Yep. I gotta edit that video. I'm gonna take away the swearing, and it's gonna come out. Yep. I got some work to do straight after. What is MVP? I think this game he was MVP. There's a few game balls. I might give out 3 game balls right near the end. We'll do 3 game balls at the very end, and we'll see what happens. Right. So defense wise, TJ Watt played fantastic. Miles Killebrew had 2 tackles in there. DeMarvin Leal almost had a fumble return, but his knee was down. Keanu Benton played well near the end too. His wrestling skills, his swim moves are fantastic as a rookie. Got his first rookie sack. And Highsmith was a bit quiet today, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm not going to say Highsmith is awful. We should trade him away. If I see any of that stuff, I'll lose my mind. It's one game. Just because Highsmith didn't get there, it doesn't mean he's a bad player. It's one game. So if I lose all my stuff, or if I see anything like that, we need to trade Highsmith. He can't play. Nah, dude, it's one game. So he got zero tackles. Didn't make much of an impact today. Levi Wallace got 2 interceptions and was getting burnt quite a bit, but came down with a game winner right into the end. I think that's fantastic. He played well in spurts where Jimmy G was forcing the football to the tight end. He got an interception. Patrick Peterson got an easy one too. He kind of like on the back foot and grabbed it. So he played. I didn't play the best, but at least he got an interception. But they got absolutely burnt, man. If there are some improvements for the defense, they have to improve. Today they stopped the run. We talked about stopping the run all week. Stop the run, stop Jacobs. They got 70 yards, under 100 yards. They forced Jimmy G to pass the football. He got 324. Bend but don't break. Both teams play. Football game played out. There we go. We had Wallace and Peterson get 3 interceptions between them. Now, let's move into Austin. Austin is getting ready to break one on a kickoff return or even a punt return too. He's playing really well. I think he might be. There was one tackle. He's like a foot away. I thought he might be able to get away for a little bit too. You know, I thought it was kind of cool to see. Chris Boswell. Let's give a shout out to Chris Boswell. He's apparently, I think, second in NFL. Sorry, no, second in Steelers history. Let me see. Second in Steelers history for the most field goals. Yeah, Chris Boswell is the second most field goals in Steelers history. Shout out to Chris Boswell, the Wizard of Boz, one of the most underrated field goal kickers in the league. Right, second. He's fantastic. He nailed a 57-yarder, and when we prayed to the Wizard of Boz, it's great to see. And it went over. He was 3 for 3, 100%, 57, 2 points. He had 11 points. So when they talk about we didn't win because of you, he had 11 points. Right? And I can't calculate the rest. It's been too long. What's the other one? 12 points? The other 12 points were to the offense. So 12 points offense, 11 points goes to Chris Boswell. So he's part of the team right now. Here's the big one. Presley Harvin had a fantastic day. Fantastic day. He's booming this ball crazy. Inside the 20, he had 6 punts, 323 yards, I think a 54-yard average, something like that, right? Well, 53-yard average, something similar. He had 3 inside the 20, he's got a pretty good percentage as well, about 24%, and he had a 63-yard longest. Now I know a lot of people want to say, hey, let's get Brad Wing, let's get these guys involved. We got to, I was on the man train for a bit of competition. Maybe someone coming in helped him out, and he's booming him. He's absolutely booming away. Like he's having a good season so far. Getting that last punt right down to the 15-yard line, 10-yard line, changed the game, won us the game. Presley Harvin playing really well. It's good to see. So I don't want to see anyone say, oh, he sucks, he's terrible, he's bad or whatever, right? Played good on that front. All right, that's kind of my kind of like my knee-jerk reaction wrap up. Mile High says, do you ever play football? Nope, never. I only played I never really played contact sport. I always played soccer, pickleball, tennis, always contactless sport like that. So I'm more of a tennis guy, pickleball guy, hand-eye kind of stuff, and like that. All right, if you guys had questions before, put them in again. I've missed half the comments. I was just reading out stuff, and there was one though from where was it? Don't know where it is. I don't know where it was. There was someone from Alex. Yes. Did Canada do enough to save his job this week? Yes. This year? Yes. Whatever role he's playing, and by the way, he wasn't promoted, from what I think. In some cases, he might have been demoted. He might have changed his role to where he's just being the quarterback coach. Maybe someone else is calling the plays. I don't know. But if he's calling the plays today, whatever he did today was good in some areas and bad in others. And that's what we've kind of expected with Canada. Some plays are really good, and you give him credit. That play that was like a reverse pass to fake reverse play action pass to Warren on the screen, fantastic. That play design to Fryer move to get him open in the red zone, fantastic. Right? Bootleg, see you later. Muth cut, bang, see you, goodbye. Pass, catch, TD, great. The other one was getting Calvin Austin a great 72-yard bomb. Sweet as, right? Sweet as. So it was cool to see. Love that. Frosty Bears and Steelers 1, Ravens 2, Browns 3, and the Bengals in the basement. And they might lose tomorrow too. Right? They might lose tomorrow. So I think Canada's done enough. Yeah, exactly right. It comes down to that, right? It does come down to that. It comes down to it's the players, it's the O-line, and the O-line is getting chopped up, like absolutely chopped up. So we've got a few times, and we're winning too. We should be happy we're winning, but you have the flags that were right near the end and the heart-wrenching game. But yeah, there's any given Monday. Exactly right, dude. Yep, that's me right now. Any given Monday. So I'm not going to say fire Kenny. I think that there needs to be credit going to Canada. Needs to be credit going to, pretty much the whole coaching staff getting the guys ready. They were more pumped up this week than they were the 49ers game, and they're coming away with wins. They're back-to-back wins. It's the first time they've won out there against the Raiders at home since 1995. So they're doing some good things, and this channel will always stay on the positive. As much as I go crazy in my live chats and I'm like, oh shoot me, what's going on? Like, I'm always going to be positive. We're 2-1. We're going versus the Texans. We get some better calls, and the refs don't get involved as much. If the refs don't get involved as much, we win that game by 20 points. We win that game by 16 points or whatever, or 15 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's just frustrating what we see it, but you got to give them the whole game. Everybody would have been like, fire Canada at the start. And that started to work out. They ran the ball better. Offensive line just can't block, man. They're just getting beat, getting absolutely beat down. But the win, we won the game. We won the game. He does. And it's not all on Tomlin's fault, too, that he can't close the game, because it comes back to, I really believe it comes back to that penalty, that flag. Minka gets that sack. It's now 3rd and 19. You push them all the way back to the 30. You get that hit. They get a first down, and they get a 15-yard penalty. And I agree too. You play the prevent defense at 5 minutes in, 7 minutes in. They go all the way down the field, and it comes back to you're playing within your fears. But I think overall the game was fun to watch, but really stressful, really stressful, really stressful. But like I said, guys, we're going for the next live for the next half an hour or so. There's also still his preview on too. But let's do a bit of a segment. Let's give away. Thank you, Thomas, mate. Let's give away. Let's give away 3 game balls. 3 game balls for this game. And I actually want to start with one bloke who I think had a fantastic game. and that is Presley Harvin. I thought he was unbelievable. I know a lot of guys are saying you have to bring in Brad Wing, you have to do this. There was the punting competition, but I think it's only made him stronger and better. Right? Presley Harvin had 6 punts, 323 yards, three inside the 20, and their longest for 63. I thought he had a really good game, and special teams had a good game too, chasing down the punt. There sure was a few penalties here and there. James Pierre was one of the good gunners running down and chasing down the punt. We were playing forces backies. If you've ever played that game, that was going really well, and we won that matchup. That special team matchup, our punter versus your returning team. Presley Harvin, to me, gets game ball number 1. The second game ball I want to give out, I'm going to give out 3. And I know this sounds crazy, but I'm going to give it to Kenny Pickett. Right? Finally, we can give Kenny Pickett the game. And that's, yes. So Kenny Pickett gets game ball number 2 because he finally gets that 2 TDs for him. It's been 15 games. The media talks about him getting the TDs. It's not happening. He finally got 2. I thought he played well in certain parts, and he does need to get better. He was 16 for 28, 2 TDs and 1 sack. The O-line's got to help him up a bit more. But overall, that sweet pass to Frymouth into the end zone, that 72-yard pass to Calvin Austin was fantastic. If we get some of those things out and wrinkle out a few other things and get Kenny Pickett just relaxed. But I understand too as well that Kenny Pickett wasn't as accurate as we wanted him to. But when he started to calm down and go through his motions, things look better overall on the offense. And also, there's a few passes to Robinson to end the game. There was the run he ran. He was running with his legs quite a bit, and there was the big run he did too, but the illegal shift. So Kenny Pickett for me gets ball number 2 or game ball number 2. My last one, I bet you guys already know. Who do you think? G'day, Matty, what's going on? Who do you think that is going to get game ball number 3, right? Or overall the MVP of the game? TJ Watt. Has to be TJ Watt. This team cannot win without TJ Watt. TJ Watt is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. He played a great game today. It's a team win. The Steelers won 23-18, but TJ Watt played a great game. He got 2 sacks. He's now got 6.5 sacks in 3 games. JJ Watt, his brother, tweeted that out. TJ Watt has this team pumped up. We still don't have Cameron Hayward on the lineup, right? Now, you got to give a little shout out to Keanu Benton. He played well. He got a sack, right? But TJ Watt is that guy to cause pressure and get the pressure on Jimmy G to force the pass. And I want to go back to and watch it. Did he force a pass to get the interceptions, right? Jimmy G was all over the shop, throwing bad passes. Yes, there was some times where secondary was let loose and there was big holes in the middle. But most times, TJ Watt was in the backfield getting sacks. And for me, he gets my, exactly right, Trent Jordan. He gets my game ball and MVP of the game. He is just, if he is healthy, knock on wood, this team can go very far. Our defense can go very far. If we can run the rock and get some TDs and get over 27 points per game, would be great to see. 23 is an improvement, right? But TJ Watt had 2 tackles, two sacks, and 2 tackles for a loss as well. So that's not bad. So TJ Watt gets my game ball. And I think without him, it's going to be very tough. So I like to see him play some of his best football and also put some respect in his name, NFL. The NFL like to say that he's never part of those lists, the top 10. He's always 4, 5, or 6. They talk about, Garrett a lot. They talk about all those other blokes. They don't talk about TJ Watt. And he's in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. I understand that Micah Parsons is also in contention. He's a great middle linebacker for the Cowboys and doing great things. But your team lost to the Cardinals. Remember that. Today was crazy. We had the Ravens lose. You had the Dolphins beat the Broncos 70-20. You had TJ Watt come out there and get 2 sacks, and we won. Steelers now on a 2-game winning streak when they're tied in the first, right? So put some respect on TJ Watt's name. That's all I'm saying. All righty. Maddie's in the house too. Holy dooly. I'm out of breath. G'day, Joe. What's going on? Yep. It was very close too. Very, very close. Very close to to throwing a few too. I think Matty's in Singapore, right? Yeah, you go at Singapore Zoo. There you go. Cool, man. You're doing a video too, brother. There you go. Yep, I agree. He's playing real well. Hope you're having a good time over there, Matty. Married Matty in the house. He did, Jeff. Welcome, Jeff. Holy dooly. Yeah, I agree. Big time. I know. Yep. I gotta get that out if I get time. I gotta get that out because the reaction I had to it was so close to swearing and saying 46's number. So close. Yep. The game came down to the end because the refs got involved, and it makes you think. It makes you think about sports entertainment. It really does. Yeah, they called up they called up Vegas. Well, Vegas was in the house and said, "We want to make this game interesting. We want to make sure the refs get involved." And the Minka hit was clean as day, clear as mud, man. Hit him in the shoulders. He hit him in the shoulders, and then his head went up. Might have been a tiny bit of helmet to helmet, but what do you want him to do? Do you want him to go for the legs? If he goes for the legs, everyone hates Minka again. I don't understand what you want him to do. Not you guys at home, but like the people, right? What if you go for the legs, they're going to say, "Oh, he's a bad, dirty player." If he goes for the head with a coat hanger, they're going to say he's a bad, dirty player. He went for the shoulders, and then Jimmy G turned his shoulders, and they still called a flag. That's what they do. They always do this. They make it. They make it. We're winning 23 to 7? 16 points up with 7 minutes to go. It always happens. Always happens. And it makes you question it. It makes you go, the refs getting involved makes you think that it can be, to a certain point, it could be rigged. And if someone told me and showed me, 4 hours of evidence and showed me 347 pages of convinced data that it was, I'd listen. I'd go, yep, you're probably right. Because in times like that, you're like, man, that was a bad call. That was a really bad call. Really bad call. But it didn't even hit it. He didn't even hit his head. I reckon he might have got his shoulder to his head. And also Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett was, oh yeah, big time too. Yeah. I feel bad for Brandon too, man. I feel very bad for Brandon. He got done, son. The worst game ever. Or the new, he got done. But we got away with a win, but it always comes down to that. Comes down to the last minute because the refs get involved. Yep. I agree, Homer. I agree. Yeah, true. It did too, didn't it? Yes, it was awesome. Yep, they are too. Gross is cool. Brandon's cool. I watched, I was listening to Brandon this morning doing his game, and he must be, I can't even imagine. You know what? I think I said to someone, I think I said to Sean in the Discord, I think I was like, if we were to lose by 70 points, I'd sit there in silence for 70 seconds. I think we'd have to endure losing culture like that. Like losing by 70 to 20 is embarrassing. Like that is almost like, why do you watch? What's the point? You almost have zero words. You'd have 0 words to even, you wouldn't even know how to express. So that might be the biggest episode ever in Brandon Perna's history. And I've been watching Brandon Perna for a long time. I've been watching Brandon Perna since I think 2015 or 16, something like that. Like when I was younger, So I just think, yeah, that's crazy. 70 to 20, and you go to the other games too. Let me see the standing because I hope you guys watch as well. I do the AFC North rundown where I check over all the AFC North guys. I think we are. Are we first? Oh my goodness, we're first. We are first. Steelers are 2-1, 1-1 at home, 1 away, 2 conference, 56-4, 70 against, -14, 2 wins. And everyone's 2-1. If the Bengals lose tomorrow, they're 0-3. Miami Dolphins are 3-0. Buffalo's 2-1. Colts are 2-1 with the upset. Denver Broncos 0-3. Right? It's crazy, man. It is absolutely crazy. And the scores today, they had the Cardinals beat the Cowboys. You know what I mean? Lions got away. Browns played good today. But I saw Watson play a really weird pass. Bills crushed the Commanders. Any given Sunday. And I wonder if they had some close calls too. I just know we did. Colts won with what? Oh, Matt Gay drilled 53-yard game field goals. He had 4 field goals. And Chiefs blew out the Bears 41-10. Did you know that Claypool, I told you guys before, that Claypool has now, since joining the Bears, they've lost 13 games in a row. Taylor Swift celebrates Travis Kelce's touchdown. Who cares? Cardinals win. Josh Dobbs gets a W. Same with the other bloke there too, Connor Hayward. So, woof! All right. Yep, first. G'day, champ. What's going on, mate? Yeah. All right, guys. We'll start to wind down. Unless you guys have any questions. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat. Just want to say thanks. It was a pretty fun time, even though it was a heart attack game. But I'm going to release that probably 3 game balls out next. So if you do like the video stuff, 100% Yuli, there'll be a video straight after this. And I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot of content, but you got to put it out. You could keep putting out content, keep having fun. Let's go Rams, 100%, 110%. Let's go. Crazy, man. It was a crazy game, and they just play like that. Oh, really? So I didn't see that. I have to go back and watch it too. But we snuck away with a win. And also, I think this whole team can get just better each week. We got beat down by the 49ers. We came back with some bad offensive play with the Browns, but we got the pick 6 and we got the TJ Watt fumble, Chris Boswell too. And, oh, you picked against them. There you go. Winning never heard of her. Yep. All right, guys. I might call it there. I got some work to do, some other stuff to put in the videos. Thank you, Yui. Thank you, Wes. Thank you, Sia. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, everyone who came to the chat today. I didn't play it. I didn't even play it. I didn't play the winning music. Dude, what am I doing? All right, let's go. It's a fun week, man. Gotta make sure we cheer on the Bengals to lose tomorrow to 0-3. I might try and go live tomorrow before I go to work. Thank you, everyone, on the chat. Yep. 7 turnovers by defense in 2 games and only victories of 4-5. Oh, boy. Yes, we will see. The offense is ever. G'day, Brandy. Yes, the offense is ever growing, right? They got better today and they look much better today. Yep. I hope so. Well, that's a good question. Thank you, George. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Brandy, as well, man. Dude, thank you, Pepper. Shout out to Pepper. Pepper as well. All right. Let's give one big round for Pepper. We'll do a fireworks before we go. You guys are awesome. I'll see you tomorrow.